Today, we're getting under the hood of women's health with Wei, a mother and a professional data and analytics expert in the healthcare industry. Wei will get under the hood of pregnancy.
When I was around 34, 35 years old, because before that I was really focusing on, working and just trying to get my career in the right direction. So yeah, at that time I felt, and me and my husband felt ready. Okay, maybe it's time to kind of build our little family, and that's when I started trying. I didn't really, remember exact time frame, but I think we did it within around 6 months. At the time, I remember when I found out I was pregnant, there's this kind of bun in the oven on on what is that, the slant. So I told my husband, and my husband didn't really get it, and I recorded a really cute video, but my phone broke, my old phone broke, so I can't find that video anymore. So he was like, oh, the bread is ready, and it was in the morning. So he thought really I was referring to the breakfast. And I said to him like 3 times. I was pointing at my belly, and he finally got it. He was like, "Really?" And the typical excitement, response, came coming out of it, and he was, "Oh my god!" So we're just really happy. That's how we found out. Fear is based on, I don't know. That's my, no matter if it's work or life. That's kind of like my philosophy. I'm only scared because I don't know what's going to happen. But if I know what's going to happen and how I'm going to solve or not able to solve it, at least I have an answer. I feel like that's what really helped me. Physically, overall, I was fine because I was pretty active. At the time, I basically worked out 3 to 4 times a week. But mentally, it was a lot of stress, especially the first and the third trimester. I think the main reason is, again, I'm an immigrant. I don't have any family members here that could support. I don't have sisters or brothers who live nearby. I'm the only child coming from an Asian background. I didn't know where to get kind of, the people with a similar background, or even like doctors or nurses to support. So it's kind of just navigated everything by myself. Yeah, I found my obstetrician through online research, because I didn't know any good ones in our area, and I didn't really have a dedicated one coming as an immigrant. Um, we just go to the hospital on the needed basis when we're sick. So I didn't really have a dedicated PCP and obstetrician, but that's another story. So I went into this local mom group, and just asked, other mom friends, who do they recommend in the area, and they right a lot of people really highly recommended this person. I actually referred several of my friends to go to see that obstetrician, and because they also didn't have any family in the area, so I found myself pretty helpful in that way. And they ended up being really, really helpful. The whole group of doctors and nurses, they're really helpful and supportive. um yeah. So I think really when we talk about, it's a 3 trimester process for pregnancy. I think in the last few years, there's this phrase called fourth trimester, which is the postpartum period. And I think that's probably where I had the biggest challenge, because I didn't really foresee it could be so challenging, for 2 reasons. One is I didn't have really any family support. during that on the fourth trimester. And it was during COVID, so together with the formula shortage. So the other challenge was, I think every mom probably experienced this, was the feeding challenge, the breastfeeding challenge. And I didn't know it would have been so helpful to get a dedicated lactation consultant before I gave birth, but instead I just went with the hospital on LC, who just came in like 10 times for like twice after my son was born. So it was we find out LC after my son was born, and after I realized I have a shortage of supply. So the whole experience for the first month, I would say, was really, really challenging, because my peds said I need to do triple feeding, which is formula, breastfeeding, and manual and pumping. So if you think about that, each session takes probably an hour and a half, and we only have 24 hours. We have to do that 8 times a day. So that basically takes all the time away from the day, in addition to all the diaper change and getting sleep and everything. So there was one thing I wish I did do, during my research, of course. I missed that. I didn't really expect it could be this challenging. The delivery went as planned, for sure. I think I had a really supportive, I would say, healthcare team with doctors and nurses. Because it was COVID, it was me and my husband. We went in during the midnight at 1 a.m. and we were wearing masks to basically protect ourselves and all the nurses too. But after the nurses came in and started to hook me up with the tubes and checking my vibes, I felt really settled, because I knew they have experience, that they are so caring, and they were kind of talking to me to ease my mind. That's when my mind kind of just feel eased. I think if there's one advice that I would share is, don't be afraid or shy away from asking for help. And because I didn't realize that I could meet so much difficulties after during the postpartum period, and that made me think I could have asked for more help. I could ask for maybe just get a nanny and get a sitter to come in and help, or night nurse, but I didn't do that. Of course, I say this because I'm the lucky ones I could afford that, but ask any friends or family members who can help you, because when we say it takes a village to raise a kid, it is taking a village. It was so difficult for me navigating the pregnancy by myself, and after that, during postpartum. So even if we get just little help, like food delivery, someone cook for you, or even just hold a baby for like an hour so you can take a shower, that is really, really helpful. I know a lot of moms would think, hey, I have my babies, I'm gonna hold her or him to myself, I want to share this time. But I feel like everyone is kind of like a bucket of energy. If you already poured everything out, you don't have anything left to care for a baby and yourself. So let someone help. Don't ask for help.